That would help. And I got to turn my mics on for everybody else. It's the coronavirus, I tell you. It's causing all sorts of nonsensical technical difficulties. Actually, we were connected briefly over to, because it had been more stable, to the LA connection for Twitch, but it was choking hard. So I'm not surprised that there's, millions of people still stuck at home, Netflixing it up or Hulu or whatever have you. So, hey, cool imp, what's going on, dude?
Working from home.
And working from home, legitimate reasons. But we have all come from the safety of our quarantine out onto the Twitches for yet another installment of Firefly Outlaws. So I've been particularly looking forward to this, just because, one, it gives me a chance to interact with humanity again. But,
is that what we are?
Yes.
Or does that include us?
Yes, it includes you. Stop it.
Are we the less deviant part of society, or?
This particular group is, yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, our cyberpunk group, I don't know. Vampire can get a little heady sometimes, but that's okay.
Oh, we won't for there.
So, nevertheless, so last we left off with our motley gang of outlaws. They were trying to sway Madman Hickok and to basically work that angle and figure out what they can do to assist him, buying him drinks and getting him completely drunk. And he apparently thinks that Eric, a.k.a. Tarby, is a good guy.
He's buying me drinks.
He's buying him drinks. Meanwhile, Poppy decided it was right proper time to take a bath in the horse's trough while she was pursuing somebody to get more information on him.
Classic Poppy.
Yes, classic.
Classic.
Next thing you know, she's going to have like a long jacket on with rolled up sleeves and just standing outside his door with a radio held up above her head.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
$2.
I want my $2.
Here's a pen.
But yeah, so it looks like the Phoenix line for Twitch is doing all right internet-wise, so cool. We're good there. So at any rate, and of course I now have a green screen, so now you see no background really. I kind of like that.
Oh.
Yes, they're all called brown coats because they have no TP.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But with that being said, so we, as a brief recap, that's where we left off. We'll say it's the next day at this point, because if you try to continue on with the amount of drinking some of you have done, the wrong kind of hilarity may ensue. But when you wake up from the next morning in the rather cold and dreary location that you were currently squatting at, thankfully there's not an ambient breeze, but I mean it could use some TLC and refurbishing to the walls to make it retain heat a little bit better, as well as seal the actual holes in the wall and the windows and whatnot, to ensure that heat's not escaping and they're letting the cold in. But when you wake up, you also see that somebody else is here.
Oh.
Like in our place?
Yes.
Like standing over us menacingly?
Nope.
Or is it
Sprawled out completely on the ground, just like not even a cot or anything, just like.
Is it my little friend?
I was gonna say, is it the kid that Doc was hanging out with?
No.
Is it my friend?
No.
Is it
anyone
Madman?
It is Madman. Madman.
Okay.
It's my friend then.
His hat is just kind of like laying on top to help cover any potential light that might catch his face, but otherwise, he has like no pillow, no nothing. He's just sleeping on his arms and just crashed.
Man.
Does he smell worse than I do?
No.
Dang, you mistaken.
Oh, that's rough.
Ah,
He said
I-
she smelled like what did she say? Horse slobber. So whatever
Oh.
that smells like, I guess.
we
Can
gotta
I
get
can
that
I
water
take this
running.
time if he's like really out? Can I take this time to inspect his body and everything and do
I-
some kind of checkup on him?
Good call, Doc. Absolutely. So go ahead. He's like, I'm going to take advantage of this. Might as well.
He's not gonna fight me. I want to do this.
Yeah, go for it. So you know the roll. It's going to be your mental and what is it? Treat? Yes.
Mental and treat. Okay. Uh, 14.
14. Sounds good, actually. You whip out your portable scanner that you've kept with you just about everywhere you go. It still currently has the most up-to-date software loaded into it, and kind of give him a once-over to take a look at him. Obviously, you're not going to get 100% vital checks because you'll need like blood tests and things like that. But it's great for precursory examinations, and it gives you tips like if it can detect things like irregular heartbeat, like trouble with breathing. But of course, you could pick up on that. But it can. So it basically, it's kind of like a. It's a good way to put this, like a Fitbit meets a stethoscope in electronic form, sort of thing. So it can pick up on some stuff for you that would help you give a guess. And outside of your professional opinion, obviously, because he is schnockered,
Right.
you can tell, at least from the overall scan, some of the recommendations it's giving to you is, an examination of bone density. It's recommending to check for regularity of pulse, as well as potential breathing concerns.
Okay. So is anything is anything coming up as highlighted like there's an issue or anything like that? Is it detecting?
It can only give you initial recommendations. You actually need to get it someplace in, like an actual, like some sort of maybe urgent care or something to that effect, where they have the actual equipment to do a deep dive examination.
Okay.
Based on your knowledge, though, he probably is sick of some kind. Like he may, given the fact that because you can hear him breathing. There's something like in his chest. Perhaps he's got like a chest cold of some kind, which would have been hard to tell initially with all the drinking he did. And the other thing you can tell, kind of based upon how he's laying, that perhaps he may have some damage to some of his bones somewhere,
Okay.
around the back area. I mean, he's an older guy, so it could be because of age, but given the location here, probably not so much. He may have done something to him.
Okay, there's two things I want to check on him as far as like he's probably going to wake up coughing. So I would like to get like a handkerchief or something,
Sure.
be ready to hand it to him as soon as he starts coughing, just like here, give that to him. So be ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to look over at Tarby and I'm going to be like, okay, I want a blood sample from him. And I don't know if there's some kind of game you can play with him that like, or if you can do some kind of ruse where you're going to cut him to get. I just need a couple drops of blood is all I need for a blood sample.
I'll ask him to do some 5-finger fillet, man, and I'll bet you he'll cut himself, and then we can get it off his finger.
Okay.
How did I know you were
Once-
going to go that route?
I was just gonna say that to you.
I totally
Aliens too.
Oh, Bishop.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Once he wakes up, of course, but
Yeah, but that's so like I want to get I get a because I can do a DNA sample with that. I can do I can get if it's flu or something like that, that'll come up with it in the mucus sample. And then I mean I don't need to do a stool sample or anything right now, but um I mean I don't know how
You
else.
ought to be extra thorough.
Oh yeah, I guess I could. I am not opposed to collecting a urine sample, mind you. So wherever he goes pee, I would like to. You guys don't go pee in that same area. I don't want to like to do a common trough, So
No problem, man. I got you as soon as he wakes up.
okay.
Do we have a water supply at all?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
That was one of the things that you noticed, that the building probably has tanks for it, for the collection, but
Then
nothing
we got to
has.
repair the pipes first.
Yeah. Nothing there has been established to get it fixed or whatnot. So.
Okay.
So everybody else at this point is waking up, in the morning, next morning or whatnot. Yeah, Poppy, you're gonna have to wash these clothes.
I don't really have any replacements.
Which there is that too.
Yeah, did we figure out where is there like a river nearby?
Nobody ever examined to see if there
so.
was. If you look at the map, however, there is blue.
Do
Blue
see a
denotes water.
strip of that going through town, on the outside of town.
Yep.
Where are we in relation to this map?
Where's the map up? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to pull. Where do I
on
find that?
Twitch. I'm looking at the one on Twitch.
But yeah, it's in the chat too. You guys got the large version of it in your
somewhere.
chat particular. But do you see where that second lake is on the map?
The outside one?
Yeah, further off to the left. If you keep going, if you keep going left off the map, kind of follow that dotted line off, you're out that way.
How far are we from that little lake? I guess it's kind of big, actually.
If you walked, maybe an hour, maybe a little bit under.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Dang.
We're a ways outside of town.
Yes.
Well, we've got a mule that we rented.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was thinking I would take whatever needs washing and go throw it in the lake for a little bit. And myself. And then come back.
I threw my whole self in the water.
I don't want to do that by myself.
That doesn't actually sound like a bad idea. I think I'm gonna.
You want to come?
Clean up as well, yeah.
All right. You guys staying babysit our new friend?
Yeah, I want to be ready when he wakes up to start collecting samples.
All right, so I'll gather up whatever needs washing, and see what we can do about that.
Okay. Since Nolan and Tarby, they're buddies.
Also, do we have any buckets? We could bring back some water.
You have some items you could use as buckets.
Okay, that works.
Better get a bucket.
And then, or we could work on the pipes now while we're already dirty, and then take what needs washing after that.
That's probably a better idea because you might have you don't know what's clogging these pipes up.
Oh no.
What do you think?
It's the corona.
Il Rona.
Yep.
Maybe I'll take a quick look at the pipes first.
Sure, go ahead.
With my mechanical...
Plumbing is a little out of your range.
Yeah,
but maybe.
We'll see.
Sure.
Did you
probably do something
bump
about
up your notice?
What's that?
Did you bump up your notice?
No.
Oh. I said,
Can we compare plumbing to human plumbing, and I can actually get a bonus?
See,
Nice
bro,
try,
this
but
is
negative. Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
this is the sphincter.
Yeah, I know. This sphincter acts oddly enough like this U joint.
That pipe's kind of like the large intestine.
should I use labor or?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I gotta bump that up too. 8.
8. Okay. So you're coming at it from an absolute layman perspective of, okay, well, if it's supposed to go if it's over there, then it should be coming through here, and it should just be a hole, a pipe, everything flow. And your real trick that you have some issues with is trying to pull some of the pipe sections apart without breaking them, because you don't really have tools to do it with. But you're able to get like one or two of, or we'll say two, two sections kind of loose and, and looking up. It's in your favor in the sense that there doesn't appear to be anything clogging it that you can tell. The pipes have been dry for a while. If anything, you may just have to run some water through it first to
See what happens.
get the metal out, the metal tasting and whatnot.
All right. Well, put that back together or at least get it to a state where I could run some water through it later.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jill takes her pistol and begins to wander the grounds outside.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about her. I should invite her to take a bath if she wants to.
The guinea pig alarm.
Yep, the guinea pig alarm. That must mean women are in danger.
You said Jill. Is that Lena?
Wait, you mean Nina?
Oh, yeah, that's
Lena
right.
LePage.
Everybody has fake names now. Right.
Well,
It is so hard to keep track of these.
But her
I know.
name's
Yeah, so
Tracy. It's
Tracy.
Tracy,
Yeah, Tracy is
Tracy.
now Nina,
Tracy.
not Jill.
not Jill.
Tracy.
Jill's from a different universe.
Yes, she is.
She's from 2 different universes. Okay.
But yes, Nina at this point has grabbed her pistol and is going to wander the grounds outside.
All right. I'm ready to go. If you
All
are.
right. Let's jam out.
Okay.
So we take the mule and we head down to the lake
You
with
should-
whatever needs washing
Okay. Well,
and some make-do buckets.
so what sort of clothing do we have to go with? Is there any spare clothing?
Are there
Any
any?
specifics, guys? What did you have that needed washing? Besides what you're
We
wearing.
don't have any extra clothes.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if you're talking about washing the surplus before we sell them, you can do that, I guess. But I don't. As far as I thought, we just had what we had on.
Okay. Well, then maybe I'd just take what I've been wearing.
Yep. So the women are going to skinny dip and clean their clothing. That's rather interesting. So
You're gonna invite Tracy along with that so she can go skinny dipping with y'all.
I mean, we'll invite her, but
yeah, no,
whatever
Tracy.
she wants.
Oh, Tracy. Yeah, Nina, quote unquote, has taken to walking the grounds with her pistol out. She
All
seems intent
she
on
seemed
hunting,
intent.
or at least trying
Awesome. Maybe getting some breakfast. All
Maybe
right,
we'll
Tracy.
fish in this lake. I'm bringing my gun too.
to. Oh yeah, yeah. It was
Because
yeah, it was expected.
That's a given.
Yeah. So, the well, I don't want to say the house, but the main office small little complex that you're in, you begin to hear the rousings of madmen, and you hear, oh my god, and then coughing. Which Doc, I take it you rush up quickly with the.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, Hickok, you okay? Here, have this.
Okay, and he's like, and so he takes it and puts it up to his mouth, and coughs into it, but he's looking at you kind of odd, bloodshot eyes, and that they are, and his pretty dirty clothing, and he looks up and he's like, Tarby,
Tarby's
You-
right over there.
you
I'm
changed.
Alexander. No. Tarby's right over there. I'm Alexander. I saw you in the bar, but we didn't really talk.
You changed.
oh, whatever you say. Anybody get that number?
What, the mule that hit you?
Yeah. Jesus, I feel like I've been shot at and missed and shit at and hit. Oh.
Doesn't sound very pleasant.
You tied one on pretty good, man.
And he like gets up and starts looking around. He's like, kind of looking out at one eye, and he's like, well, where in the hell am I? It don't look familiar.
No, this is kind of where we've kind of secured it as our place. No place else. This is what we kind of decided we'd be hanging out at. You just showed up with Tarby last night, waking up. I guess you guys became friends.
Oh, it's all a big old, big old blur. I'm sorry.
I
you
spent,
said you.
I spent all my allowance on buying you drinks, man. You don't remember me?
No. I remember. I don't remember Ricky here.
Alexander?
Same difference. Oh, I
Okay.
gotta find the
Same-
bathroom. So
same
he just gets up and runs and just runs to the nearest room that's not here, and you just hear him retch.
I don't need that as a sample. But you know what? I will inspect that to see if he throws blood up.
All right. So you follow behind as he.
I'm not going to follow directly behind him.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, when he comes back in, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. Like, I'm going to go piss or whatever. I just.
So you get over there. He didn't make it anywhere near the latrines that were set up in here. He just got into another room. It may
What
have
a
been an
jerk.
office of some kind, and just heaved.
Okay.
Charming.
So, is there blood in the sample on the floor here, or
No, actually, there is not.
yeah, that's a good sign at least. So,
Mhm. And so he's like looking around and whatnot. He's like, ooh. Tarby, your place could use some sprucing up, man.
Yeah, this our place kind of sucks, man. We're just starting out. We're gonna build up, but yeah, this is bottom level right now, man.
Who's we? You and Ricky, and that buxom woman.
Yeah, the buxom lady.
Huh.
and we have two other ladies with us too. So,
Well, I didn't know y'all did that sort of thing. So, you have women of the night here?
no. And I would highly recommend that you don't say that to them either, because you might get a mouthful of buckshot.
They are working women, but they're not working
Working
women.
women.
Oh, yeah, I'll figure it out later. Just, y'all got something to drink?
Well, that
Little
actually
hair of
no,
the dog.
nothing like that. No.
No. Well, you said you were like a doctor or something. Y'all got some like rubbing alcohol.
Oh my god.
That will make you go blind. And no,
And he just
our friend Hannah's getting some water. She'll be back in a little bit.
so she just he leans up against the wall and just like holding his head. Oh God. Oh.
When
take
the
your
girls
breath for
get
a
back,
while, man.
we're probably going to go back into town. Why don't you just relax and just maybe close your eyes here for a little bit and take another nap?
Oh, yes, sir, doctor, sir. I'll be right here. Oh. Ooh. I think your shitter stinks. Tarby, you
Those are-
gotta flush twice, man.
I haven't even gone to the bathroom yet, man.
So wait, what time is it? And he like turns, puts his like watch like right up next to his eyes, sort of thing, to to try to look, and he's like, 8:30. Well, what in the hell in that? That's just too damn early.
I was going to say,
It's too damn early.
Hickok, just close your eyes and lay down to look.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Just knock
I'm
out.
gonna-
The girls will be back in a little bit.
I'm gonna do and just passes out.
He said, "I'm gonna do that." Yeah.
I'm going to do that thing.
And then you hear a gunshot in the distance.
Oh shit.
Well, I'm hoping that's Nina catching dinner over here with Tracy. So
You don't hear like any running or anything, but you heard a gunshot.
Wait,
I'm going to turn over here to Tarby and just like, how far away do you think that shot was?
Can I estimate? Just
You
off of hearing it?
100% could, given your background.
Because I have
All right.
no idea.
Uh,
That might have been a firework for all I can.
What am I rolling?
It was a car backfiring.
It could
Mental,
be.
mental
Yeah.
and no.
Let's see. No. In this case, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead and mental knowledge, but you can also throw in. I gotta get your sheet pulled up.
The agent.
Hold on once. Is this it? Dang it.
I should have thrown in medical student on my observation there. But I don't need it.
There we go. Yeah.
Agent. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see. $13 altogether.
Okay. Yeah, you have a good understanding of where this was at. It was not too terribly far away. It echoed more because of the flatlands and whatnot. So it sound didn't. Well, I shouldn't say echoed, but sound dissipated more. But within a mile, probably
Mile
closer.
left. That's
So it's
that
probably
would be about her. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and say that's some hunting going on, man. It was just one shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One shot's backfire, two shots gunplay.
Is this something that we would have been able to hear on our way outside with the mule, or too noisy? Too far?
A little too far, and the engines would have covered it up by the time you get to the lake.
Okay.
So now, how are you doing this? You both just making do and washing your clothes while dressed, taking them off to handle, like one person washing and cleaning, the other one taking a turn to wash and clean.
I think if it's okay with you, Poppy, Hannah, let's take turns. And I'm
Like keep watch.
yeah, one person keep watch while one person does their thing.
All right.
Okay, I think that's probably the safest bet. We don't know this territory.
All right.
You can go first, and I'll keep watch.
Okay.
You voyeur.
yeah.
She's the one that swam in the horse trough.
Yes.
You need this more than I do.
You go and clean up. I'm good now.
Yeah, so I'll just wash the clothes first and hang them up to dry and then take a little swim.
Okay. So while you're doing that, and you are keeping watch, Lena,
Mhm.
aka
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Cheryl Merritt. Why don't you go ahead and give me a notice check? So we're going to go mental and notice.
There's gonna be no one rule right here.
Oh. Don't tell me what I can do.
Don't roll
Snake
ones. That's what I
No.
said.
Snake eyes.
It's a 10 total.
Okay. Did you roll any ones?
I did not.
Okay.
A 1 and a 9.
Dun, dun, dun.
Don't you do it. You better don't.
So you're just kind of again, most of the area around here is still sort of level. Rolls a little bit here and there with some, very low rolling hills, but for the most part, pretty low. You can kind of see the outline of the town from where you guys are at, not too far away. Occasionally seeing a ship come in and out and landing in the field, aka the landing pad. You've already been there.
The trailer park.
Pretty much, yeah. But as you're looking around the lake, you end up seeing something in the water, kind of moving towards, almost as if the water itself is kind of rippling a little bit.
Oh no.
Oh, Nessie.
I'm gonna firmly, but not as to draw too much attention to myself, do a quick whistle at Hannah and say, "Time to get out."
I'm gonna look at her and be like, "Are you that eager to take a turn?"
Let's go.
Okay. Make my way back to the shore.
Post haste.
Post haste.
And
Some.
as she gets towards me, I'm gonna show her what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Something moving.
As I see it, I just like stumble my way out.
Yeah,
Trip on the beach to get out.
there was like a little bit of a ripple in the water that was kind of moving along and moving towards your area, and then as you get out of the water, it just kind of keeps
So I'm
entering
gonna
on.
grab my gun and just sight on it.
Approximately how large was it? Was it like human size or just a
Hard to say, but the ripple probably would have been about the size of a dog.
Okay, so big enough that you probably not want to mess with it.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So if you'd like to finish your bath, go right ahead. Just keep a lookout for the lake creepers. Apparently,
After that,
If you want to jump back in, go ahead. Go.
well, you know what? I think I'm clean enough. Did you want to take a turn?
and suit yourself, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and get ready, and then I'm gonna go in the water, but I'm not gonna go nearly out as far as she did, like maybe a couple of feet,
Okay.
and get cleaned up.
Just enough so you can like dunk yourself, but still stand.
Yeah, but not be eaten. That.
But not be eaten. Okay.
Option 1, please.
Yeah.
and I am watching the water vigilant.
Go ahead and Poppy, why don't you go ahead and roll your mental and notice as well?
Yeah, I got a 1.
All right.
Oh.
Of course you did.
So you're looking around And it seeing basically the same thing that Cheryl was looking at. You know, kind of looking at the hills and getting kind of a understanding of the lay of the land around here. And you end up seeing another vehicle coming up. Now it's not along any sort of path. It's actually on the other side of the lake, and it catches your eye.
How close is it?
It's the other side of the lake, so it's not terribly
Oh.
close.
All right. Well. Okay.
So Missy, why don't you give me a physical and survival check?
Oh no. Uh,
I'm sorry.
She said, "Oh no."
Oh no 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 no!
oh no. Okay. 15.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay, so you are still naked, and kind of dipping and washing yourself. And when you come up, you realize, because you were kind of keeping your eye out, you know, for anything that might be coming your way after seeing that, despite not going out very far. But by the time do your next dunk, you see a mouthful of teeth,
oh, jeez.
like kind of pop up and try and bite you, like right in the face as you dunked. But you did one of those instinctive, like, oh my god, sort of, you know, like hand swipe things, like a bug or something was in your face, and you end up slapping this slimy skinned creature thing, and you know, like with a loud kind of you know, because it was wet, and you just see it kind of going, you know, kind of fly off at one point, and you can see it now, and it's kind of circling, and it has a fin protruding from the water.
Oh no.
Make some noise so I notice you.
I assume that I would have splashed fairly loudly with the slap and everything. So
You
at this-
actually did, but something has caught Poppy's eye for some reason. Like she just
She's in the zone, man.
yep. And when we notice, it's that soldier guy driving the vehicle, across the lake. So Poppy's just kind of like, just kind of watching.
and
Maybe a little too closely enamored for her ally, washing up.
Missy's fighting for her life, and you're over there looking at sexy dudes, man.
Hey, how you doing?
your next name's gonna be Kaylee.
Just give her strawberries.
So I'm gonna whistle at Hannah again. Shoot this thing, and then I'm gonna point at it.
At that point, you're kind of pulled from the realm of daydream to hear shoot this thing, and Cheryl is pointing at the water, you know, at a fin.
Oh, those are some magic words, though. I will happily shoot something. All right, I'm gonna look at where she's pointing. And
Wait, is this also following orders for you? Is that a thing for you?
Not in this sense, no. But
Okay.
good try.
I'm surprised I remembered that.
nice.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna aim where she's pointing. Do I
Okay.
see the thing?
You see a fin.
15.
Okay, so you pulled a little fast, but the round was true. You probably, if you had given yourself more time, probably would have liked to line up the shot a little bit more. So, not that you missed, but along the lines of the way you jerked your weapon out to fire the line of sight went across the back of Cheryl. So if you
I
had,
was embarrassed that I was caught not on guard.
yeah, so you just kind of whipped it out real quick. But to her credit, because Cheryl wasn't really focused on the fact that the rifle probably could have shot her. It was the fact that, Poppy over here seems to have some quick draw skills, so she's just like went from her daydream to boom, just real quick, and a shot goes down into the into the water with a bloop, and the next thing you see is just this sorely injured fish-like creature just kind of like flopping with one fin sort of out of the water, in the death throes as the round punched a hole straight through it.
Do you think we could fish that thing out? Do you think it's poisonous? Maybe we can take it back for eats.
Are there any trees around that I could grab a stick from?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go grab a stick.
Okay.
So we
Now there's not many trees, but all you really need is like one or two, but
yeah.
But because it's very plains like, so every once in a while you may have a tree here or there, or a small tree. So yeah, it's not a problem. You break a branch or two off so you can scoop or at least shove the stick through the bullet hole to kind of keep it there, and
Whatever it takes.
yeah. But yeah, you make it happen. You pull it out, and it is. I know you guys can see me. It's about that long, and about like that tall-ish. Yeah, right about there. It looks like a mini shark.
It's a baby shark. Do 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 do.
No.
Sorry, I put that in your head. Sorry.
Whale.
No, shark. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm glad it didn't get the drop on you
Yeah,
or me.
yeah, me too. This thing looks like it might have a nasty bite. I think I'm done bathing. Maybe we should get this back. What did you see something out there?
Oh yeah, the our that fellow from the diner was driving by on the other side of the lake.
That
And
handsome
I
fella.
see him over here. Well, I was just surprised. I was wondering where he was going.
Oh, does it look like anywhere important?
I don't know what else out here. Was he driving out this way or towards the town?
No, he was actually driving out this way.
That is very curious.
Yeah, this might be something worth investigating at some point. Maybe there's some sort of untapped resource or something over there. Well, at least other than your army man that made you take a bath.
That was the same guy. Yeah. Anyway, shall we fill up, I guess we'll fill up the buckets and load everything up
And get back.
and get back.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So you have got everything loaded and put back into the mule, and I guess you're holding on to the lake shark. With the two sticks, sort of awkwardly. Somebody is while you're driving the mule back.
It's dead at this point, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I only would need the sticks to like make sure that it's not poisonous.
Pokey.
Or like otherwise, like the mule is basically a flatbed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we could just stick it on there. We wouldn't have to hold it.
Oh, okay, sure.
Or I mean, like secure it somehow, obviously. But anyway,
I'll hold
whatever.
on to the stick. It's okay.
Okay, whatever. I'm not too terribly concerned. We
About
just
the
needed
stick.
the stick to get it out.
Stick around. So you make it back. Shortly thereafter, Tracy comes back. Hold on one second. AKA Nina.
Nina the pen.
And she has something with her.
Hmm.
And
It's like
she comes walking in. It has fur. I mean, it's hard to tell. But she comes walking in. She's holding something like by the tail, and she says, "I murdered a muskrat. Clearly, these rounds were a bit too much for it. But there's something."
As we get back, I'm gonna hold up the shark and say, "Well, who's up for some surf and turf then? Because we murdered this shark, or Hannah over here did."
I guess I'm cleaning again and preparing. I'll clean the meat as long as somebody else is cooking it because I don't know how to cook. So
Okay. So it won't make you roll for that. So you set something up somewhere where you can clean it up and make sure, of course, there are concerns that it's not poisonous, which it's not. And then you do a quick check on your with your device to make sure that these are edible, and it's not like something wrong with the meat or biologically it'll interact poorly with your digestive system or something along those lines. And no, you're good. You're good. So you
okay,
have.
so my character has this know-it-all thing that I can get a plot point for if I just kind of go off on knowledge and become a know-it-all and just start spouting off information.
Mm-hmm.
Am I reading that right or?
Hold on a second. So anytime anytime it comes into play is relating to fix, knowledge, or treat. So let's see. So hold on a second. Yeah. So you'll double your knowledge when you have access to an informational resource and the time to use them. Or when you correct someone at an inappropriate juncture, or tell basically your crew a fact about a problem that is interesting but not useful. So wouldn't really apply here.
Okay. Well, because they were talking about how it might have been poisonous, so I could just go off on like how it clearly isn't poisonous. Because if you look at there is no, the teeth structure of the thing and how I mean that's something I would just like. I don't know.
Okay, well, all out. Go ahead.
So
Give him something
I'm
to
like, so the muskrat I'm going to take, and I'm like that's cool. But I'm looking at this. I go, I don't even know what you're concerned about with this shark thing here. But I mean, look at it. The way that the teeth structure is, there's no venom glands. There's no way. Just looking at it, you should know that it's not poisonous. The way the face is, the way the teeth are, it's a carnivore. It's not meant to poison its prey. It tries to devour its prey whole. So.
Then of course you should know that.
I don't know why you didn't see that. I mean, that's just looking at it, you should know that.
I'm gonna yawn and just keep handing the fish over, like, just take it.
That's so fascinating.
I'm going to take the hunting knife that Nolan gave me and use that to carve this thing up. So.
Yeah, great, Doc. Just let us know when it's ready to cook.
All right. So slice.
Yep. Getting it all set and ready.
So while he's working, I'm gonna take one of those buckets of water that we got and like pour a little bit into the pipe and see where it goes. See what happens.
So you pour it into one of the, well, not drainage pipe, but pipe on the inside, and you can hear it kind of sloshing around and making its way, and doesn't seem to go anywhere.
Can I hear like at what point it stops?
In the container.
So it's not draining out of it. It's just going in there.
Mm-hmm. So
Do we have to find a valve somewhere?
Well, yeah. One, it's either a valve, or two, there's no holes.
It just dried out.
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Uh,
Plumbing's not really my field.
I would say fill it up more and see what happens.
yeah.
I mean, how far away was where you got the water from?
It was like an hour on the mule.
Well, that was to walk. On the mule,
Oh, on the mule
it's
is like,
faster.
yeah. Okay.
15
It's like
minutes.
maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
I'll
more
fill it.
sense.
I would
I
fill
mean,
it
if
up.
that's
see-
all it
see
is,
what
I'd say
happens.
just dump the bucket in there and see what happens.
Yeah. You should know that.
Look, let me look it up. I don't know why I didn't think to look up plumbing before. Let me do that right.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna dump the rest of the bucket in
All right.
slowly, but
So really, the only sound you're hearing is the water filling up into the catch-all for the container. But you don't hear anything. Whoa, right, look out, buddy. You don't hear anything. Say hi, Riley.
That's a big kitty.
Hi, buddy. You see, you're not even looking forward. Look this way. He's a lap kitty, but he doesn't like to be picked up too much.
He'll go on your lap when he damn well wants to go on your lap.
So, but yeah, you don't detect any sort of holes. So there's that.
is that good or bad?
Doesn't seem to be leaking.
But we want it to, so we're looking for like some kind of running water situation.
Mm-hmm. So then the only other thing that you can do is
Turn on a tap. All right, I'm gonna go find a faucet and see what happens.
Okay.
Oh man, this is gonna be great.
Duck, 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 duck.
So you turn on the like just a nearby, and in fact, as you go walking through, you go walking past this big pile of vomit that someone left. So it's like it's not a comfortable smell.
Probably need to throw some dirt
On your
that.
way to the latrine, and you flipped it. The pipes here are definitely going to need to, or I should say, the faucet itself is probably going to need some spit polish, because it takes you a good like couple turns to finally get the handle moving. But when it does, it starts spitting out like crap that was backed up in the in the actual faucet itself. So it's like some rust flakes and just dirt and gunk and whatnot. But within another couple seconds, it starts running pretty clear.
Well, that's nice at least.
Running water.
We'll have to make some trips and fill up the rest of the tank. That's a good start.
Like how many containers or anything that we have in here? Like how much can we fill up with?
Well, you only have really oh, you mean the containers for the building?
Yeah, like if what can we put on the truck to fill up to bring back?
Oh, you only have the two like curved hunks of metal that they use kind of as a bucket.
Guess we'll have to buy some
Let's
buckets
get
in
us a
town.
bucket in town. Yeah, a busket.
Busket. Give me the busket. But you may want to divert your attention then to the rancher and see if there's something trading wise, because that is definitely something they would have on hand.
Oh yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Okay. Nice.
During this whole time, I want to like I don't know if the vomit can give me any kind of sample I can test on my tricorder thing. Is that or no?
Yeah, you can.
And then I also got his phlegm sample from when he was coughing into the handkerchief.
Yes.
So what should I roll it like knowledge and medical or? What is it? Knowledge and
Uh,
no.
it would still be knowledge and treat.
Okay. It's a 9.
9.
9.
So you scan the cloth that you gave him. He's got the flu,
Okay.
and you scan
Coronavirus.
you scan the vomit, and you pick up soil samples. You pick up which it doesn't really register much outside of it being soil. You pick up potential tetanus,
Okay.
as well as another confirmation of the flu.
Okay.
So because you're scanning it like from the ground, you're getting a bunch of readings that are probably means you guys need to do a deep clean in this place.
Tetanus.
Yeah.
So he needs a tetanus shot.
Or it could have been just like the ground and metal that was underneath said vomit.
Guessing that's where the dirt came from.
Yeah. I still want to get
Unless-
this blood sample from him. But
unless he
Nolan,
had
you got an idea on that still? Are you going to do that little hand thing with him, or
Yeah, once he's up and around, I can try and persuade him
play a little game with you?
to beat me at 5-finger fillet, man.
So who's doing the cooking?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, prep work's done.
So why don't you give me a mental and survival? Survive!
It's my survival.
6. Sorry,
Okay.
guys. I burned everything.
No, it's not
So,
one.
so it
Foul.
is sufficiently cooked. Emphasis on sufficient. But when the scent of the cooking and whatnot starts, wafting through the air, which, despite it eventually getting to burned status, smells significantly better than whatever the hell Hickok did in the opposite room. But he starts to stir at the wafting scent of animal flesh being cooked, and he starts to stir and look around, and he's like, "Who the hell burning that fish? What in the hell?"
I'm gonna go over to him and say, "Hey, man, some of our working women folk came back with some bounties from the lake, man. You want some victuals?"
Working women burning food. What?
Like I said, man,
Tarby,
they're
that don't
working
make a
women,
lick
not
of sense. It's like inbred in women that they're supposed to be good cooks.
Hickok. You want some or not?
I don't know. That might make my lumbago flare up.
Lumbago.
Lumbago.
It's terminal bad.
All right, man. You let us know. I'm gonna go back to where everybody's eating at.
Okay. So you guys have kind of huddled around what probably would have been like an outside break area, just because it's like the only place that has like a table, for lack of a better term, which really isn't a table. It's more of just like a slab to act as a table.
There you go.
Because it's attached deeply into the ground. Nobody would have tried to like yank it up. Because I mean, there's not even furniture really on the inside of this place. But as you've got everything kind of laid out, and you've got what you're using for plates and whatnot, you see, Hickok kind of eventually like coming around the corner and like eyeballing the table and kind of rubbing his stomach and his, and his belly button a little bit. It's like,
I'm
y'all still got some of that burnt fixins?
Bird fix.
I'm gonna, if there's any plates left over, I'm gonna slap some on it, push it over to him.
Okay. So he sits down and kind of like looks around at, at everybody. So I know Tarby and Ricky, but who are y'all? The
Ricky.
lady folk, I mean.
I think you and I met yesterday, but
Oh,
it,
that buxom lady that Tarby's involved with. Yeah.
and I'm just gonna like
Hannah looks over
inhale
like,
deeply.
when did this happen?
Yeah. My name's Cheryl.
Oh, hi.
I'm the one that sufficiently cooked your breakfast, so you don't
So I have you
get a
thank
stomach ache.
for the burnt fixins. Okay, well, I'll let you know if it makes my lumbago flare up because it's pretty terminal.
What is a lumbago?
Doc.
Is that something that I can catch from you?
Lumbago, man.
Limbido, maybe? I don't.
Well, do you want to roll, Doc?
Yeah, I'll roll. I'm gonna check a guess.
Okay.
What am I doing? Knowledge and treat or knowledge and
No, knowledge and treat.
knowledge and treat?
Because if it's something that I can
mental retreat.
catch from you
Mental
over
retreat,
here,
sorry.
I'd like to keep my social distance.
Yeah, I've got a 4. I have no idea what he's talking
Oh,
about.
Oh, wow.
This is
No ones were rolled, but I have a 4. So 2 twos.
All right. Yeah, you were probably just too wrapped up with something else and you're like it's over your head. Maybe it's something to this area. It's a local thing. I mean, who knows?
Lumbago, is that something that you caught there, or is that like something that you have?
No, geez, no. It's something I have. It's like it's in my bones.
Oh, like you have weak bones or something?
Yeah. Why ain't no doctor? I thought you were a doctor, Ricky.
be right back, guys.
Well, you don't like doctors, so I haven't been able to actually give you any kind of like once over. I mean, if you want me to give you a once over, I can find out.
Oh wait, yeah, you're really a doctor.
Yeah, I'm really a doctor.
Ugh.
They don't just call me doctor. So, and stop calling me Ricky, by the way, or I'm gonna start calling you Ricky as well. So,
What? Ricky ain't your name?
no, I told you the first 2 times, but Ricky's not my name. You
Well,
can call me Alex or Alexander.
well, I apologize. He takes his like beat up hat and kind of puts it over his chest, you know, and puts it back on. No, well, I'm dreadfully sorry to be calling you Ricky, Alex.
All right, that's fine.
I'm bad with names. You'll have to forgive me.
So your Lumbido or Lumbago.
Lumbago, yeah, it ain't my Johnson, Doc.
Okay,
It's a
well,
lumbago.
so what's wrong with your where is? Could you point to your body and show me where your lumbago is?
He says it's not a part, Doc. It's a disease, and it's incurable.
Okay. Can I roll again? I mean,
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna roll again. Maybe I got some insight on this conversation here.
As they're discussing this, I'm going to quietly kind of grab my plate and walk the furthest I can away from him.
Disease. Okay, I got a 10, so that one die got another 2 on it, but I got a 10.
Okay, so 10. Why don't you? I'll tell you what. Rather than me tell you, go ahead and Google it.
Lumbago, is that what we're
Yes,
saying?
lumbago.
I'm scared now.
Scared.
It's a real disease. But it's not. So it's. I point to his lower back. Is this where right here? This is.
Yeah, so he starts going like, ah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Mr.
All right.
Alex, that's why I don't like doctors, man. You're
Well,
poking.
but I said, where does it hurt? And you said it's not a part of your body. It's obviously your lower back, right?
Well, you're making it sound like it was a growth or something. I don't have a lumbago coming off my back. Lumbago's
No,
what I
it's
got.
like we're talking about a ruptured disc or something along that lines inside your back, some kind of
A
muscle
what?
sprain.
That sounds terrible.
Well, yeah, that's why. That's. Can I get my scanner and actually scan your back here?
Why don't you, since you are trying to be diplomatic about this, give me a social
Oh, geez.
and influence check.
That's not so good. I'm gonna turn over to Tarby and be like, "Can you help me out here?"
I love how he doesn't like being called Ricky, but he's just totally in on the Tarby for you.
Barbie.
So I rolled 2 dice.
Snake eyes.
Yes, I got it.
Oh man.
Oh
Shit.
wow!
We're gonna have
At
to kill
least-
Madman.
At least this is not a life or death situation.
This is true. This is true.
It could be worse.
So basically, your
He'll turn
wording,
around and smack me across the face or something, or punch me.
so your wording is fine. You know, you're trying to convince him you know what you're doing, and you just want to take a look so you can confirm whatever it is. But what you don't realize, and what Doc doesn't realize either, is he has a knife in his hand, and
No.
and he's just using it to point at him, instinctively. Like,
I got my blood sample.
yeah. No, you don't stick him, but you inadvertently look super menacing with this knife as you're like, well, if you would just let me do, you're just kind of pointing at him, and he gives you like a wide berth to the point.
Right there.
He backs up and actually pushes Satarbi off the bench there, just like just shoves him all the way back, and he's like, oh no, you keep them medieval devices to yourself, Doc.
Oh God.
I ain't gonna have you cutting me up or like trying to take out my kidney. I got lumbago. I ain't
probably
dead.
didn't have my scalpel in my hand because I used that hunting knife to cut the meat. That's probably what I was pointing at. It was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my hand on his chest and try to calm him down. Hey man, he's not trying to cut on you or anything. He's expressive with his hands.
I mean,
He just happened to have
sorry.
a sharp object in. He's just trying to help you out,
Let me
man.
close that.
You can call me Hannah. I'm the one that shot your breakfast. And what should we call you?
Hannah. Y'all can
Hickok.
just call me Brady.
Brady Hickok. Oh, that's
Brady.
a better name than Hickok.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Brady.
Likewise, Miss Ma'am.
I hope you enjoy your breakfast.
It is sufficiently well done to the point that I can say I have never had well done seafood.
Do you know what this creature is called? Because we did not expect to find him swimming in that lake.
Oh, that's right. Y'all a bunch of gaijin, right?
Yeah.
Off-world attack. That there is a lake shark.
Like, sure.
Is this a common creature?
Well, yeah. In
Are
fact,
all-
a lot of folks in town, they tend to farm them. They go to those what would they call them, sushi places, and to sell the fin. The fin seems to be like I don't know, a delicacy or something like that. I never tried it. little bit pricey.
Well, that is interesting.
Good to know.
Catch more of them.
We're gonna be fish farmers.
It might be more efficient to use something other than bullets, though.
Yeah, about that, y'all ain't got no hooks.
Um,
Because
this was not a planned
this was a bit
exhibition.
overkill.
This was kind of a happy accident.
Because that's kind of like a man killer that you used on a baby lake shark.
Hmm.
I mean, if you look there, like on the cartilage, he almost like blew it in half.
Well, he almost ate my friend.
As they are known to do when it is feeding season.
Feeding season. They have a season?
Well, yeah. Oh, sorry, y'all ain't from here. Yeah, they tend to get a little bit more uppity around this time of year, and they tend to like snap at a lot of stuff.
Do they get much bigger than this guy? Because I don't know if I'm going to go swimming in that lake again.
I'm not the one you should talk to. You maybe might want to talk to like one of the ranchers or something nearby. I am way too sober to be having this conversation. Y'all got some alcohol?
We do not.
No, just shark and muskrat for now.
Oh, yeah.
And water.
All right. Well, God, it's so watery.
Water is so watery.
Just how I like it.
So, if you don't mind me asking, in my moment of lucidity, what brings all y'all here? Because I ain't never seen no doctor type traveling with, like, well, any of y'all living in a hovel like this. Usually they all got, like, them nice suites or pads or something like that, and they living it up.
Are we? I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna.
give them the story that we've been giving everybody else. Or you can if you want to.
Oh, I was just gonna speak up and say Sitarbi and I started a mercenary business, and we needed to hire on some medical hands. And these were the best hands of medicine that we could find. And I'm just gonna lay it on real thick, so like just to talk them up. These hands were crafted by the gods, and they have saved so many lives.
He's still holding that knife.
Wow, and he's still holding the knife. Okay.
They've cured so many cases of lumbago, you would not even.
Yes, his specialty.
Okay,
It's
so why don't you give me a social and influence check?
okay.
Do not roll. High numbers, babe.
Does anyone actually have skills in this area? Just out of curiosity.
Did you look at your character sheet?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna. Can I use a plot point to use smooth talker?
You sure can.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do that. And you said it was social
So
and
you have the gift of gab. So by spending a plot point, well, actually, you don't have to do that specifically. It's a D8 if you want to use it that way, or you can spend a plot point if you have it to double your influence die for the next roll.
oh no, I can only choose one of those, right? Is of the three options under the smooth talker?
Yes.
Okay. No, I have the first one then. So I will gain a plot point to roll a d4.
Well, no. You can.
Oh.
That's an option for you to do if you'd like. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
You can choose any of those three if you'd like.
Okay, because I think I've only used the first one.
That's fine.
Okay.
So use the second one then.
Continue.
But you'll have to spend a plot point, and it will give you, and you basically get to roll two dice of whatever your influence is.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. So 2 dice of my influence, and what else?
Social.
Social. Oh, I'm rolling 3 6s, guys.
Ooh.
Oh,
I got 13.
Good job.
13 on a 666 roll.
Oh,
So you're laying it on really thick, really trying to build up the doctor, despite his best misintentions with the knife.
what knife?
And so he has kind of like these really big open eyes. Like if you've seen Sword in the Stone, like anytime Wart is taking in information from Merlin and he's just like sort of like you got those big saucer eyes that right now this grown man is just kind of enamored with what Cheryl is kind of laying in.
Poppy's eyes are just as big. I never knew that about you.
This is all news to me too.
You're amazing.
Oh, I don't like to brag.
So he says, so Miss Cheryl, then what you're saying is, despite his predilection to trying to take my kidney, it may not be a bad idea if he scans my body.
Oh,
He looked
he
awfully threatening.
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder and, oh my goodness, if he offered to scan you, please take advantage of that. You will, I promise you, Brady, you will not regret it.
Maybe I don't want to now.
He gets so excited about his work.
Clearly. So go ahead and give it another check.
Let me pull the scanner out.
So mental and your treat.
$16.
All right.
Nice.
So you check him out again based on the information that he's provided to you. So you loaded a couple more scenarios in. Based on what you've already confirmed he's got the flu.
He's got low bone density.
Well, what it comes back with is obviously a recommendation for a deeper scan, but it also says that there is disuse in the muscle tone, and a bit of what do they call it? Atrophy. There we go, and a bit of atrophy.
Okay.
How old is this guy?
He's about 50.
Okay.
So I'm telling him with physical therapy, this is something that looks like we may be able to rectify depending on how severe it is. I don't think we need to do surgery. I think what we're looking at is just physical therapy. Some basic, some basic exercises we're looking at, maybe starting off with no weight and adding weight as we increase. Nothing too strenuous at first, but as we add to that, we can see from here, looks like you've been suffering from the flu as well. We need to get you some medicine to clear up your lungs there as far as curing with, getting the flu taken care of. But, if I can, looks like you've got a good connection with Tarby here. I'd like to get some kind of blood sample from you as well to see if there's anything deeper than what we're looking at here.
Well, y'all sure it ain't going to make my lumbago act up? Because usually when I try any sort of strenuous activity, it gives me all kinds of trouble.
No, that's what I'm saying. We have to start off with with no added weight, no added pressure. So just physical activity of just kind of low stretches, minor stretches, and then as we increase weight, increase stretching, and I mean, it's just that's the only way to strengthen it, building up the muscle back there.
Hmm. So what you think, Tarby?
It's this is the dog man. He knows what he's talking about.
I
If
want
he,
to. I want to drink before we do that, because that's a little personal.
All right. So maybe we go. Let's finish up eating here, and we can get to town, and we can go from there.
Yeah,
And we're not talking about getting you drunk. We're talking about getting a drink. One. Yeah.
No, but something to take the edge off the day. That's all I need.
All right.
we gonna get it to go then? We can come back here and start taking care of your stuff.
Well, we probably need to talk to that rancher in town that he was just talking about, and then maybe take care of a couple things we have in town.
We might
Okay.
see about
Rancher?
getting
What rancher
supply.
are y'all talking about?
Well, you said that to find out more about the fish, we'd have to talk to a rancher.
Oh yeah, I did say that, didn't I?
He said,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Is there someone you would recommend?
What?
We don't.
What?
We
you
don't really
mean?
know anyone around here.
Oh, well, that's right. Y'all are new, fresh faces. Gotcha. Oh,
Gotcha.
uh, why don't y'all talk to? Why don't y'all talk to Mr. Hong?
Jeremiah Hung?
Oh yeah, see, you know him.
Well, no, I don't know him. I've only heard
We
that.
haven't met him yet. We heard his name around.
No, oh, well, that's no surprise. He's kind of a big shot around these parts, but
What kind of business does he do?
ranching.
Ranch and what? Land sharks? I mean, lake sharks?
Like sure.
Land shark.
Land shark. Oh God, here we go. The world just got significantly worse.
Pizza delivery, ma'am. You're that land shark, aren't you?
um, he says, no, he does mostly cattle,
Hmm.
beef, big business around these parts. So he got himself, I don't know, dozen or more. I don't know. I ain't been out there. How much is a lot? You look like you've been a rancher type, Miss Hannah.
How much is a lot out of character?
Like a herd?
12 doesn't sound like very much.
No. Honestly, you don't really know, so you just might as well make up a number that's a lot larger than 12.
144. I don't know. Like
He probably has maybe like 30.
30 head of cattle? No.
You probably need at least 30 to make a business, right?
Well, I don't know. I ain't never been no rancher, but I suppose that sounds about right.
average size herd out of character is 200. So,
I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
about 200, man.
the
He
Canadian
must be
herd is
really
80.
well off.
Yeah. A Canadian herd is 80, maybe. So
You know where we can find this fellow?
back at Reinhold's, is that what you're going to say?
No. So he looks around for a second or two, trying to get a bearing as to where they're at. And he points.
You're pointing towards the city, back towards town. Is that what you're talking about?
No, he's not pointing away from the town.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I don't know, from where we're at, I think his ranch is over yonder, over there.
Would he take well to us visiting his ranch directly? Or is that something you do around here?
Well, how else would you talk to the man?
I mean, I'd catch him in town. I don't know.
I don't know. Leave me alone.
I don't know your ways.
You're
I need a drink. Y'all are asking me like too many questions. My head's going too damn fast, and it's catching up with my lumbago. I need a drink.
well. Let's get cleaned up and let's get into town, and we can get you a drink and we can get some of our supplies and we can go from.
Okay, so he gets up and literally pats himself off. Kicks off some dust, and he's like, "All right, I'm ready to go."
I'm ready to go.
Let's just do this.
So
Okay.
get yourselves ready. Take the mule back into town. Take him to, I guess, a nearby pub. So
We can go back to Reinhold's. We've been there a lot.
Yeah, you could.
You might want to spread our largesse a little.
Go someplace new.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to wear out our welcome.
But
Well,
we'll say you pick up a drink somewhere. Not too concerned about that.
We'll look mighty suspicious if we start being seen with this fellow.
So he breaks open, the can that you get him something that's portable that he could go with, and it's like the effective. It's the same as like a Coors Light, actual beer.
Road beers.
Yeah, something like that, like Americanized in that sense. And he chugs it and just lobs the can.
All right. So Brady, you said I can have a blood sample once you had your drink.
Oh, I agreed to that shit.
Yes, you did.
Tarby, remind me again why I agreed to this.
He's good with his hands. He's gonna take care of your lumbago.
All right. Well, I guess that's fine. We need to sit down. No, we need to sit down and do this. I don't want to. I don't want to stress myself.
So I'll use my scalpel for this, and I just want to do a pinprick on his finger to get a blood sample. That's it.
Okay. So, bing.
Yeah.
So you prick him,
And he bleeds.
and he
Said
bleeds,
God.
and
You prick.
he's like, oh, just like reeling in pain. He's like, oh, you Brobnagian son of a bitch, that hurt.
Brady, I told you what I was going to do. So
Ain't you got that stuff that numbs it up like the antiseptic?
no, I'm just pricking your finger. So that would hurt more to give the prick you with the numbing agent than it did with the actual prick.
Oh, man. Guess it's a good thing that she told me you were so good with your hands, 'cause some bitch, I would have knocked you the fuck out. And it's like literally like a little prick. There's a little bit of blood, I mean, it's.
Can I get the blood sample before you stop bleeding?
Oh yeah, no,
Really
you absolutely
Okay.
got that. But I mean, it's not like you didn't get him like an extra gauge. It's not like flowing all down his finger or anything like that. It's just it's just coming up a little bit. He's just apparently very particular about doctors.
There we go.
Mr.
Okay.
Brady, I guess you're a little bit sensitive, aren't you?
I am sorry, Miss Hannah, but it's my lumbago. It puts everything out of whack.
Guess you got finely tuned senses, huh?
I suppose you could say that. Finely tuned alcoholic senses.
Nice.
Are feeling any better this morning with your drink?
Why, yes, I am. I could probably use another, but things don't seem quite as unright in the world currently. Thank you, Miss Hannah, ma'am.
Miss Hannah, man.
Okay, what are the readings telling me about his blood sample here?
Okay. He's deficient in several different vitamins. Blood alcohol level is like through the freaking roof. And he's got a slightly elevated, obviously, white blood count or white cell count.
Any sign of liver failure or anything like that?
It's going to take a little bit to process to keep that going because it's not obviously a main terminal, but you can find out eventually. Yeah.
Okay. And that other doctor, did he just want a diagnosis? Is that all he wants on Hickok here?
No. He wanted you guys to help him.
Okay. Easy enough.
So in this day and age, what do we use for the flu? And tetanus.
Ultimately, same thing.
Okay.
Some of that just doesn't change. So he's
Do
like kind of
we?
swaying a little bit and looking around. He says, "Didn't you all need a rancher? I seem to recall that being a conversation.
Yeah, we were
Or
talking
was that
about
just
Jeremiah.
me?
No, we were talking
You're
about
wanting a
Jeremiah.
rancher for Lake Shark, right?
Well,
And maybe some other things. Did you want to come
Eureka.
with us? Do you want to go lay down?
Oh, laying down sounds absolutely fantastic, Miss Hannah, ma'am. But I ain't really got no place to lay down. Unless y'all wouldn't mind if I rest my weary bones in the back of your mule here.
no, that's fine.
Well,
It's fine by me, man.
I guess we could. You could. I was gonna suggest taking you back to the house, but if you'd rather stay in the mule, that's fine.
Yeah, no offense, but y'all's house is kind of on the reeky side.
Yeah,
Well,
it was like
it was
somebody
a little
threw up
better
in there.
before you unloaded on the floor there.
Well, I did no such thing. Why would you defame my character and say that I would do such a thing?
I just give him a little sad look.
Gives him a sad look.
He's like, shit, I don't know what to do with that.
I give him a sad look too.
I just roll my eyes and kind of walk in the other direction for a few steps. Just fold my arms.
So where do you plan on going?
Well, just a few steps out so that I'm not part of the conversation anymore. And I'm just
Okay.
like,
Sad
ugh.
look.
So he pulls himself up, an empty piece of the mule in the back, which is basically just a metal floor, and lays his arms out and his head on his arms.
I had talked to the bartender about trying to get me some business, and talked to Hank about trying to get me business. Were people supposed to drop things off in my PO box here, or how are they supposed to get a hold of me? I can't remember.
P.O. box.
So
Or if Hank got a hold of you directly.
all right. Well, I'm gonna suggest maybe we stop by the PO box and see if we have anything, and maybe after that we can stop by back at. I'd like to go to Reinhold's and see if anything's come through, just for.
I guess we might as well check while we're in town
Right.
before we go to the ranch.
Okay. So you do a clean sweep. You check with Reinhild's. You go to your P.O. box. Don't have anything as of yet, but I mean, it was set up midday yesterday.
Right.
So word probably hasn't gotten around just yet.
Okay. So going to Ryan Hills, there's nothing there either.
No.
Like Hank's not okay.
No, nothing like that.
We should probably get these results off to the lab, and I'm going to give him a wink, and ante up with that at some point.
I guess you're gonna need some medical supplies too, huh?
Yeah, a flu shot at the very least. As far as I don't know, I guess we can go to the doctor's office and say something along the lines of we need a shot for somebody. How much do they charge? And is there a free clinic we can go to?
There are no free clinics.
Okay.
What about the doctor that put us on to him? We could tell him, hey, we've got him diagnosed. We've got a regimen for him. We just need a couple things.
It's not a bad idea.
Because we gotta let him know that we completed the deal anyway.
Yeah. So Lena, why don't we go and talk to them, and maybe the three, Tracy and Poppy and Nolan can go with Hickok here.
That works.
I'm okay with that.
because
Okay.
you're the talker in our group. So
Okay. So then the three of you plus Hickok ride on out of town on the mule and head off in the direction of the Hong Ranch.
Yep.
The other two end up walking down the way to go to the hospital. On the way there, because it's not that far from the saloon, it's not a terribly large town. You end up seeing a decent sized ship coming in and landing uh, in the landing zone just outside of town.
Is there any purple on it?
Well, you guys are headed the opposite direction, so you don't see that. But
I really don't know anything about ships, so maybe that's going to
right, but
be.
Lena may.
That was actually going to be my question. What does the ship look like? Does it look like it has an affiliation or just like a
Yeah, very good
craft?
question. Yep. Why don't you go ahead and see if you recognize it? So let's go with your mental and knowledge.
Okay. 8, but one of them's a 1.
Oh. You're not too terribly sure, unfortunately. You know it's large. And at first glance, you think maybe it's it's a people mover of some kind.
Is there any kind of markings on it that I could look up?
Yeah, you sure can.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to if there's a label on it or if there's anything that makes it stand out, I'm going to look that up.
It would require you to connect to the cortex, though.
Well,
Well, I'm gonna say something to Lena here and let her know. I'm like, I can look it up. I mean, I can get quite a bit of information, but I got to connect to the cortex to do that.
I don't know that maybe this is the safest to do right now. I don't know. Didn't Ching say that if we connect to the cortex that we'll get pinged quicker?
Yeah.
I mean, once we get to the hospital, maybe it's worth it. We'll ask the doctors, somebody there, if they recognize the ship. Maybe just in casual conversation. Just, hey, that's a big ass ship. What do you think it's doing here?
And there's the other part that we could use one of their computers to look something up on as well. Because if we use their device, it's going to ping the hospital rather than ping us.
That's a great idea. And you probably know how to use computer terminals at a hospital a bit easier than I do. So
yeah. You talk my way on that terminal, and I can work the terminal.
sounds good. I'll distract you. Extract.
There we go.
So say it, the guinea pigs.
Yep.
So say it, the guinea pig.
He says yes. Do that.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so you get to the hospital, and of course they do have their public terminal there. It's the front lobby you're already familiar with. Been here before. So what was your game plan?
Asking to talk to the doctor that sent us on this expedition to see to let him know what our progress is so far. Because in order to give treatment, we have to talk to him to see if we can get the medicine for it and everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the lady tells you that she'll page Dr. Kenichi just if you'll give them a few moments for a response.
Okay. That terminal that's out here, is that like a public access terminal to get to the cortex, or?
Yes, it is.
All right. And then is that I mean anybody can get on that, or is that
Anybody can get on that with your ID.
We don't want to use our ID.
When I see the terminal, I'm kind of just casually scan the room to see if there's anybody around that I might be able to obtain some alternate identification from, like maybe swipe a wallet.
You're gonna pull a Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's people coming and going, throughout the day. So if you give it, another extra 10, 15 minutes or so, for like foot traffic, you can certainly try to do the bump and swipe.
Okay.
We gotta wait for Dr. Kenichi anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you roll a physical and a sneak?
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's not me.
Not a sneak, a trick.
Oh. Okay. Nine.
9.
All right. So you make like you're kind of walking across the lobby, waiting for people to come in and out, and you manage to bump into somebody and do slip your hand in real quick, and you pull out a wallet.
Okay. I'm gonna try and shove it in my jacket and be as inconspicuous as possible.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you.
They just kind of waves it off and keeps on going. Clearly, he was more concerned about what was going on here at the hospital than you bumping into him.
Once he's out of eyesight, I'm gonna go ahead and pop open the wallet and see if I can find his ID.
Okay. Yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
It's an ID chip.
All right. So I'm gonna just kind of casually pass the ID, like hidden in the palm of my hand, to the doc. Hey, you left this in my jacket, and just here you go.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right. So I take that over to the terminal
All right.
and I start looking up that ship.
Okay, so it brings up the name and shows you the face of somebody you're not. And now go ahead and roll. You're going to need to do mental and knowledge.
Oh, that's nice. 14.
14. So it takes you a little bit. You're kind of flipping through ships, and more so, you start off with common ships, and you eventually identify the type of ship it was, but not the logo initially. The type of ship that landed is what's called an Arrowhead class courier.
Okay, and what is that?
It's a rather large ship. It's on the older side. Has a cargo capacity of 70 tons.
Oh, man.
So on the bigger side, but can be crewed by 2 people.
Okay. I relay that information to Lena. And then I'm going to ask her to also make sure that she's paying attention for the doctor here. And is there anything else that we were supposed to be looking up that we were hesitant to for before this point?
Oh, and you eventually find the logo right after you get done kind of relaying what was on your mind about what else you might want to look up. You know, finding the logo. Don't know if they came up with one for it, but give me 1 second here. I'll see if they have it.
Reavers.
Yeah.
We're the Reaver businessman.
Oh,
Oh, don't you know? Yeah, that's what I thought. They didn't come out with an official logo for this sort of thing. But for the markings that you can see on there and the fairly large looking symbol, or not symbol, but code that sits off the side, it's a vessel marked by the unificators.
Unificators?
Unificators, yes.
Okay. I'm going to relay that to Lena because that doesn't mean anything to me.
You want to give a roll, Lena?
Yes. So mental and knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. Six. These dice are going in a dice show.
Yeah, you're kind of stumped right now. You're not too sure. It sounds familiar, but you're probably paying attention to something else a little bit too much.
I'm a little worried just to make sure that we don't get found out for pickpocketing.
Is there anything else I should be looking up while we're here, or before we jump off this terminal? Or
No, I think we're good for now, Doc.
okay, I'm gonna log out to keep this chip.
Okay. And with that, we'll go ahead and stop. We got just about a full 2 hours put in for tonight.
cool.
So don't want to
Nice.
run too late, obviously, because people got to work in the morning and pretend like you're having fun during quarantine.
Yep.
So I hope you guys had fun. I
Yeah.
had fun.
Always do.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I shot some breakfast again.
yeah, inadvertently. So we have Cyberpunk coming up this Saturday, which will be fun. And then let's see. So Cyberpunk this Saturday. We have Zombie Game, the home game on the 31st if we still want to do it. We'll work logistics out there. We have Vampire on the 3rd, which would be the 3rd of April.
April already. Holy moly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And then we have which if you guys saw the trailer at the beginning of the stream, we have a Mass Effect game coming here soon. So when that gets finalized, it will likely be on a Wednesday opposite of the Firefly game. But we don't know when exactly the start date's going to be kicking off. Hopefully soon, because I love Mass Effect, love the world. It is absolutely fantastic, and it will be operating off of the V20 White Wolf system. So
Awesome.
cool. So with that, we'll go ahead and say goodnight, and thank you all for joining and in the chat and chatting with us. And stay safe in the quarantine.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Wash your hands.
Oh yeah. Wash your hands after going to the bathroom.
Is that something they use at your school, Todd?
You don't remember that song?
No.
Wash your hands after going to the bathroom. Wash your hands after changing baby too. 'Cause we don't want to catch hepatitis. And we don't hepatitis to catch you. Who? You!
I've never heard that before.
Oh my gosh. We should have sang that in grade school. We totally had a hep outbreak.